Another one of these out. You flip over your notes, pull them up here. This time we're looking at a cone. To start off with, they want us to find the slant height, that's your little cursive L, of your cone. Your slant height would be going down the kind of diagonal side of your cone over there. That's your L. Well, notice again, with the height and your radius, you're forming that nice little Pythagorean theorem. So to form my slant height, I've got a 5 along the bottom, 5 squared plus the height is 6.24 squared should equal our L squared. So we end up with 25 plus, let me grab my calculator here so we can do that decimal. If we do 6.24 squared, we end up with 38 we'll just make it 9, equal to L squared. If we add our 25 to that, we have 63.9 equal to L squared. And if you square root that, you end up, I've got 7.99. When that keeps rounding, it's going to keep rounding to 8. And technically, you can make that 8 meters. There is your slant height. Part B wants us to go all out and do surface area of the entire cone. So surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r L. Again, you can pull that right off your formula sheets. Well, our radius is 5, so I have pi times 5 squared plus pi times 5, and we said slant height was 8. Well, 5 squared is 25. You can keep the pi behind it. 5 times 8 is 40. You can keep the pi behind that. 25 plus 40 is going to end up being 65 pi, and you can label that as meters squared. Or, if you want to work the pi in there, you're going to get something close to 204.2 meters squared. You get a little bit of a bigger answer when you calculate the pi into your answer. All right, so we've seen a pyramid, we've seen a cone. Let's try drawing our own pictures. This is going to get a little interesting. In example 3, they want you to sketch the solid, so we'll draw a picture, and find its surface area. So in part A, we have a regular pyramid that has a triangular base. That is a very good piece of information. You have a triangle on the bottom, and if it's going to be a pyramid, I always put a kind of a dot up top. Everything goes up to that top dot. It's kind of like its top peak. Now the base edges are all 6 centimeters. I know they're all that because it's a regular pyramid. So that's 6. That's 6. On the back, that's a 6. And we have a lateral edge. That means one of those edges coming down the side is the 8.54. We are supposed to be finding the surface area of that shape. Surface area for a pyramid is capital B plus 1/2 P times L. Now when you look at that shape, first off, we need that B. Your capital B stands for your base. Your base is a triangle. So we need to do 1/2 base times height. Well, on your triangles, they're 6 by 6 by 6. So you have an equilateral triangle. I'm just going to sketch a little picture over here to the right. Okay, this is 6 by 6. If I cut that in half, I get little halfsies of 3s. And then that height in the middle, we said on Friday, it's always going to be your short leg followed by radical 3. So to find the area of my triangle, I'm going to have 1/2 base of 6, height of 3, radical 3. And that simplifies down and gives me a height of 15.6. So that's going to be my capital B. 15.6 plus 1/2, my perimeter, 6 plus 6 plus 6, if I go around the outer edge of my equilateral triangle, is 18. L, my slant height. That is different than a lateral edge, so be careful here. A slant height would go down the middle of the side and be perpendicular. Well, if I know that that outer edge is 8.54, I'm kind of forming a nice little right triangle again. Down that right-hand side, I don't know my lateral, my slant height going down the middle. Half of the bottom, half of 6 is 3. And then my lateral edge is that 8.54. I can do Pythagorean Theorem to solve for my slant height. The L is in a different location this time, so it's going to look like L squared plus 3 squared equals 8.54 squared. Now 3 squared is 9. We do have a lovely decimal over here, so let's square that. We're going to take 8.54 squared. That gives me 72.9. I'm going to subtract my 9 over. So minus 9. Now I'm at 63.9. And if I square root that, again, we're going to round up to 8. So my slant height is 8. So that missing L, we're going to throw 8 on the back end of our formula. Look at all of the side work. You have to find the area of the base. You have to find the perimeter. You have to find the slant height before you can go back and do the original problem, which is solve for surface area. So now we're just simplifying. We've got our 15.6. When I simplify, 1/2 of 18 times 8 is 72. And when I finish adding, I end up with 87.6, and that's going to be in